As far as I knew, nothing had been left open or on the table. But maybe there had been a complaint, or the judge had picked up on some courthouse gossip and was running her own inquiry. Regardless, I entered Holder's courtroom with a lot of trepidation. A summons from any judge was usually not good news. A summons from the chief judge was even worse. The courtroom was dark, and the clerk's pod next to the bench was empty. I walked through the gate and was heading toward the door to the back hallway when it opened and the clerk stepped through it. Michaela Gill was a pleasant-looking woman who reminded me of my third-grade teacher, but she wasn't expecting to find a man approaching the other side of the door when she opened it. She startled and nearly let out a shriek. I quickly identified myself before she could make a run for the panic button on the judge's bench. She caught her breath and then ushered me back without delay. I walked down the hallway and found the judge alone in her chambers, working at a massive desk made of dark wood. Her black robe was hanging on a hat rack in the corner. She was dressed in a maroon suit with a conservative cut. She was attractive and neat, mid-50s, with a slim build and brown hair kept in a short, no-nonsense style. I had never met Judge Holder before, but I knew about her. She had put 20 years in as a prosecutor before being appointed to the bench by a conservative governor. She presided over criminal cases, had a few of the big ones, and was known for handing out maximum sentences. Consequently, she had been easily retained by the electorate after her first term. She had been elected chief judge 4 years later and had held the position ever since. "Mr. Haller, thank you for coming," she said. "I'm glad your secretary finally found you." There was an impatient, if not imperious, tone to her voice. "She's not actually my secretary, Judge, but she found me. Sorry it took so long." "Well, you're here. I don't believe we have met before, have we?" "I don't think so." "Well, this will betray my age, but I actually opposed your father in a trial once. One of his last cases, I believe." I had to readjust my estimate of her age. She would have to be at least 60 if she had ever been in a courtroom with my father. "I was actually third chair on a case, just out of USC law and green as can be. They were trying to give me some trial exposure. It was a murder case and they let me handle one witness. I prepared a week for my examination, and your father destroyed the man on cross in 10 minutes. We won the case, but I never forgot the lesson. Be prepared for anything." I nodded. Over the years, I had met several older lawyers who had Mickey Haller Sr. stories to share. I had very few of my own. Before I could ask the judge about the case on which she'd met him, she pressed on. "But that's not why I called you here," she said. "I didn't think so, Judge. It sounded like you have something kind of urgent."